In 2024, Chicago rapper Lil Durk was at the pinnacle of his career. One of the leading pioneers of drill music, the violent modern incarnation of gangster rap, over the course of his 14-year career, he'd released a series of mixtapes and albums that cemented his place as one of the most influential and impactful gangster rappers in history, and earning him the nickname The Voice. Over those years, he racked up 4 Grammy nominations, finally winning one in 2024 for his inspirational hit song All My Life with fellow rap megastar J. Cole. The song went double platinum, selling 2 million copies by the end of 2023, an uplifting anthem for the streets. It included an infectious hook where Durk claimed that all his life, people had been trying to hold him down. He rapped that they never thought he would make it out, but they couldn't take him and they couldn't break him. In his verse, he had...
Man, imagine getting so far in life and then you just gotta go to jail. Like, you gotta be locked up behind bars after being in jail for being out for so long. Like, that is crazy.
Punished the media for calling him a menace and using his past against him. He rapped about sitting down with the mayor of Chicago and politicians in an effort to change his image. Durk had presented himself as a misunderstood and falsely persecuted artist who was trying to provide a positive message to the downtrodden community he'd emerged from. But it would turn out that this may well have been one big facade, as the world would soon find out the dark reality behind Durk's music was much worse than anyone could have ever imagined. As on October the 24th,
hell no, that's cap.
rap fans around the world would get news of a bombshell allegation, as federal prosecutors would announce that they had charged 5 people connected to Lil Durk's OTF record label and rap group with the murder of a young man named Savia Robinson, aka Lil Pab, the cousin of rival rapper Quando Rondo, who had been brutally shot to death 2 years earlier at a gas station in Los Angeles. With Pab's death and the chilling aftermath caught on camera and broadcast on the news for the whole world to see.
New details tonight in a deadly shooting near the Beverly Center. We've learned the victim is a friend of rapper Quando Rondo. Video from the scene appears to show Quando Rondo distraught while first responders move the body. So far, no arrests have been made.
It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside.
Man, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just want to say I really hope that Lil Durk is not a part of this. Like, I ain't gonna cap you down. Like, I don't even want Lil Durk to be in jail, to be real with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm being 100% honest.
A member of Rondo's entourage had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The details and footage of this disturbing murder would be seen and read all around the world. But not only was it a brutal hit, carried out in broad daylight with no regards for the safety of the public, but it took place next to one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city, the Beverly Center shopping mall. A brazen murder that ironically bared the hallmarks of a similar murder carried out in Chicago 2 years prior, where another rap rival of Lil Durk's, FBG Duck, was gunned down by a group of 6 men, with that crime also being caught on surveillance footage in its entirety.
Hey, I just realized that niggas really don't care where they kill you at. Nigga, they kill you in broad daylight. You know they want you.
Once again in broad daylight in a busy tourist hotspot, a high-end fashion district, with the murder happening right outside the Dolce & Gabbana store.
Well, Rob, Chicago police tell me that these 3 victims were targeted, that 4 men in 2 different vehicles came down Oak Street, stopped right here in the middle, and started firing. Lights, sirens, and crime scene tape taking over one of Chicago's most notable streets. Word is spreading on social media that the 26-year-old man pronounced dead is a well-known Chicago rapper.
To see this happen in the middle of the day is very disturbing.
And just like in the murder of Lil Pab, FBG Duck was left to die in the middle of the street, traumatizing innocent members of the public, one of whom was even hit in the crossfire.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here, I'm in the Gold Coast. I'm in the Gold Coast right now. And man, I was just riding my bike, y'all. I'm just riding my bike. Man, we need tape. They shot FBG Duck, man. I don't know who shot him, man. I just ran into this, y'all. Man.
But interestingly, all of the men who were involved in the murder of FBG Duck were found guilty of murder, despite the fact that for over a year while the case was being built, they seemingly ran free, expecting no consequences and incriminating themselves extensively. Some of those people involved in the murder were dead by the time the FBI swooped in and delivered justice, and many of those involved were close friends of Lil Durk himself. One of those convicted, Marcus Smart, known in the streets and on songs as Moo-Wop, was a very close friend of Durk's, even being seen on flights with Durk, flexing wads of cash shortly before his arrest and posing for pictures, calling himself Gangsta Killer.
Man, I be feeling like sometimes I just be feeling like all of this shit was a setup just to put Durk in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas going live with niggas. I don't know, man. Don't get me to talking.
All of this isn't a good look for Durk, but the most important piece of the puzzle is another infamous figure in the Chicago gangland, as well as its buzzing drill music scene, infamous Black Disciple member and apparent leader of the O-Block faction of the gang, King Von. Allegedly, Von had orchestrated the murder of Duck and put a six-figure bounty on his head prior to the murder, but this wasn't Von's first time taking a life.
Well,
Hi,
it's Ryan Reynolds, and I'm here in the North Pole to remind you the holidays are a mad time. It's what I would say if we were a big wireless company making
a life in Chicago. Von had allegedly killed 7 people in the gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples in Chicago.
God damn, hold on. Shit.
Of Duck and put a six-figure bounty on his head prior to the murder, but this wasn't Von.
God damn. He killed a lot of people in 2012. Sheesh. Sheesh. This is crazy work.
Time taking a life in Chicago. Von had allegedly killed 7 people in the gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples in Chicago, something that I broke down in detail in a 3-hour documentary on my channel where I actually argued that he indeed met the FBI's definition of a serial killer. Somehow, Von always managed to evade justice, either beating his murder charges in court due to lack of evidence or not being charged at all due to the fact that his murders were usually committed in the dead of night in the slums of Southside Chicago, rather than the broad daylight assassinations that his friends would later carry out in front of the public. King Von was one of Lil Durk's best friends, and when Von beat his last murder charge at the end of 2017, he decided to follow in Lil Durk's footsteps, becoming a drill rapper too, and openly rapping about the many murders he'd allegedly committed. Von's raps, openly bragging about real murders he'd apparently committed, made him a star in drill music, and with Lil Durk's help and guidance, he quickly became the most buzzing gangster rapper in drill music. But in his heart, Von was still a violent thug, and his tendencies to commit brazen violence.
Man, this edits on this video is crazy.
Durk's career. In 2019, Von and Durk, along with 2 other people, would be accused of attempted murder and armed robbery, with the 2 appearing in court together.
Case against a rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial.
On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, and his co-defendant Devon Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
Interestingly, Durk looked stressed and nervous in court, while Von looked comfortable and in a familiar domain. Durk and Von would refer to themselves over the years as the Evil Twins, and in one song titled Evil Twins, they referred to themselves as that and went back and forth, repeating, "If you do it, I'ma do it," even saying "go hop out the car and do it." Clearly Von was a dark and negative influence on Lil Durk and his career. Von was in the habit of doing real crimes and rapping about them in his music without a care for who heard it, and if Von did it, then Durk would begin doing it too. But unfortunately for the Evil Twins, Von would suddenly die in November 2020 after launching an unprovoked beating on the rapper Quando Rondo in front of an Atlanta hookah lounge. Sometimes in life, every action has a reaction, and the reaction—
Man, that situation right there, I ain't gonna cap you down, was crazy.
beating resulted in one of Quando's friends, Lil Tim, jumping out of the car, opening fire, and killing King Von. Ironically, Von, the demonic killer turned rapper who had seemingly murdered 7 people in Chicago and got away with it, ended up getting shot dead after starting a fistfight with a rapper rather than in a shootout with gangsters. His feud with Quando Rondo started on the internet rather than in the streets, off the back of a back and forth with Quando's friend and label mate NBA Youngboy, who seemingly didn't want to proceed with a collaboration with King Von. This was followed by a petty back and forth where Von took pictures with the mother of Youngboy's child. Von essentially died over nothing more than an internet back and forth with a rapper, turned fight, turned self-defense shootout, and in the end, he was no longer here to face the music for the murders that he'd done and arranged. But after King Von died, Lil Durk was still running free. And interestingly, after Von's death, Durk was able to make a maneuver and have the attempted murder and armed robbery charges he caught with Von miraculously dropped. The sudden and tragic death of King Von meant that Lil Durk had a second chance to escape the cycle of violence and focus on his music career. But despite his promising rap career, it would seem that the death of his evil twin, King Von, consumed Lil Durk. And in the midst of the killing of one of Chicago's most dangerous rappers, who seemingly always got revenge for any of his friends that were killed, a dark trend would emerge, where fans would goad Lil Durk, begging him to get revenge or slide for Von, with rival rappers like 6ix9ine even mocking Durk openly and asking why he hasn't avenged his friend, ultimately showing off the infamous text that said "slide for Von" in blood in the music video for his song Gine, and rapping that his friend got shot and he just made music about it, taunting Durk, telling him to get a gun and go and get some get back, and saying that he knew he wouldn't ride out and get revenge for his friend on his own. Clearly, all of this trolling struck a nerve with Lil Durk, and not only did Durk lose Von, but over the years, he's lost over 30 friends to street violence, up to the point where fans have speculated that he's actually cursed, as I broke down in another video on the topic. And not only did Lil Durk lose Von in 2020, but in 2021, his beloved blood brother D-Thang was also murdered at a Chicago nightclub in another incident that was seemingly gang-related. Now, just being completely honest, I can't imagine being in that situation. I haven't lost a friend or relative to murder the same way that Durk has, and who knows how the average person would react under this sort of pressure and grief. But ultimately, Lil Durk should have focused on his music career, the success that he was having, and continuing to provide for his family and the people who relied on him. But it would seem that his apparent desire to slide and get revenge was actually stronger than his desire to chase money, success, and security for his loved ones. As he famously rapped on the song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy with Babyface Ray, he would rather get revenge than get millions. And he would seemingly know his fate long before the murders happened when he rapped on his song Redman that when people ask him where he think he'll be in 10 years, he replies, in federal custody. Ultimately, 2 years after Lil Pab was murdered, the indictment...
Your brain lights up like a TV when you're playing video games. So check this out. Researchers from the University of California found that certain areas of the brain link
would claim in black and white that this murder was allegedly a get-back for the killing of King Von. But this wasn't a surprise to anyone who'd been paying attention, as within months of the murder of Lil Pab, Lil Durk and others close to him would begin to claim openly in music and on podcasts that Lil Durk had indeed slid for Von.
Oh, they did something. Oh, slide for him, slide for him. Oh, you a oh, yeah.
Slide for Von, right? Yeah.
You talking about? By the slide for Von comments. Still, I don't know if people still say it.
Boy, look how that boy looking.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of... no.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. Some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Yeah, though. We different in the rap.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
I feel like you troll right there. Well, I never troll him. He got beat up too bad. He had it already.
So you're not condoning more violence?
What? Everybody you telling me about don't matter.
Damn.
But it wasn't just interviews. In fact, just 4 months after the murder, Lil Durk and his OTF rap collective and label released a project titled Loyal Bros 2. And while many people missed it at the time, this entire project was wall-to-wall with jaw-dropping self-incrimination, not just from Durk, but his friends and label mates.
Go drop a bag and get a nigga buried. Lil bro send shots all through your car. Damn. Damn. Sheesh. They know that we did it. That's crazy. Basically snitched on himself.
In fact, when the indictment dropped, reports would soon begin to spread of an unidentified co-conspirator who had allegedly organized this murder and offered lucrative music opportunities to the other suspects. It could very well be the case that Lil Durk had actually offered his subordinates verses and feature opportunities in exchange for carrying out real murders. Unfortunately now, Lil Durk is charged with murder for hire in the case of Lil Pab, but the dark truth is, this very well may just be the tip of the iceberg. And ever since the paperwork dropped, there's been intense speculation as to whether this was a one-off incident or had Durk actually spent several years using his power, status, and money to have numerous enemies.
God damn. 22, 22, 22, 20, 21, 21. God dang. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. FBG Cash, I don't really know who that is. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know how none of these dudes died except these two. That's crazy.
Murdered before rapping about it in front of the whole world for everyone to hear. The fact is, there's a total of 6 high-profile murders that Lil Durk is rumored to have orchestrated. So today, we're going to be taking a closer look at those cases to try and work out once and for all whether Lil Durk was really the mastermind behind this series of gruesome murders.
Chicago, Illinois, man. Lil Durk, Inglewood area, whole city, man. I'm saying we out here rapping, doing our thing. I got a big buzz, man. Trying to stay tuned, get rich. I'm just a young, 17 years old.
Tell me a little bit about Inglewood.
Boy, these edits crazy.
You know, the 9, with all the murders and all that happening right now.
I mean, Newski. They left us right here.
One of the other interviews, you said that your dad was caught with like $8 million, 6 bricks.
Yeah. That's why I want to be just like him.
So, Durk Banks, also known as Lil Durk. It brings me great honor and pleasure as the mayor of the village of Broadview to present this key.
What made you want to sign him?
Monster.
You got a name?
King Von,
King Von.
K-I-N-G.
What made you want to sign King Von?
Because he got a whole story behind it.
And so on behalf of the village of Broadview, we are honored to present this key to the city, to Durk Banks Neighborhood Heroes. This key is a token of our appreciation for your collaboration and partnership.
On the road again, back on the road again. We catch you, you through. We catch you, you through.
A rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial.
I have nothing to hide.
Duck was a threat, gang, with the music, for real, for real. He's gonna be a problem inside this industry for us. We're gonna be forced to hit it. We're gonna be forced.
4 men in 2 different vehicles came down Oak Street, stopped right here in the middle, and started firing.
That's a Chicago rapper, man, by the name of FBG Duck. Shot.
No, they got 63rd. Some dirty.
If we into it for real, like, not no faking to it. If we into it, I don't know. Because they be thinking, yeah, it's a lot of faking to it going on. But if we into it, you say we into it, you better, I swear to God.
Dante Banks was killed when he was shot in the head. Banks is the older brother of locally known rapper Lil Durk.
So we thank you and we honor you and we appreciate you being in the village of Broadview, and here's your key.
Durk was embroiled in some eternal, I need you off of this earth beef. That's different.
Because of King Von?
Of course. Not only that, he needed the guys who killed his brother off this earth.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it out, man.
Man, the editor did his thing on that video.